Hey people, how are you doing today? It's Makeda Valletta, also known as The Body Scientist. And I'm going to do a quick video. I'm on live on IG, sitting in the sun. Okay, my phone might start to overheat, or I might not see the words that you're writing because the sun is in my eyes. But I'm trying to multitask. So I'm trying to get my last doses of sun before it's gone. Okay, it's really important to get sun on our skin. So for those of you who, some of you follow me, so you already know me. So in case you don't, again, my name is Makeda Valletta. I have a background in exercise and sports science, nutrition science, medical cannabis science. I just study the body, optimal performance of the body from the inside out and the outside in. I have, a bee. Last time I was out here, I got stung. Okay, hold on. Let me take my cocoa butter too because the squirrels are trying to eat it. Okay, hold on. Hopefully you can hear me okay. I literally got stung by a bee the last time I was out here doing a video, and it got stung in my thigh and the shit hurt. Okay, so like I said, I'm into taking care of the body, outside in, inside out, and that includes what you put on your skin. Okay, that includes me taking the time to walk in the sun. Not just lay in the sun, but walk, because we need to be walking every day. So I'm walking, but I'm also getting the sun, right? And we get so many benefits from the sun. I've done videos about that. I will do an updated video about that maybe tomorrow. I'm not going to do it now because my phone is overheating. I'm just going to focus on the cocoa butter. But basically, it is very important for us to get sun on our skin every day. And the more melanin you have, the darker your skin, the more sunlight you need. People talk about getting vitamin D from the sun. If you live north of Atlanta, you could only get vitamin D from the sun between like March, April, and like October. In between October and March, you cannot make vitamin D from the sun. You don't have the UVB rays. If you live south of Atlanta, you can get it year round. Now, there's different time frames, and I'll get into that tomorrow. And like I said, I did a video a few years ago called Sun and Hydration. Definitely take a look at that. But right now, I want to talk about the fact that I do make products for the skin, right? Products that protect your skin in the sun, but don't block the UV rays, that help to build your skin barrier, make soft skin. And I'm very much into the chemistry of fats, right? So I don't just use one thing. And each fat I use it for a reason. Cocoa butter, and I have different mixtures. Cocoa butter is the consistent one that I use in every mixture, right? Usually always use, sometimes the castor oil and lanolin is also consistent, but cocoa butter is definitely consistent unless somebody tells me they have an issue with cocoa butter, like an allergy, I can make it without it. But in my formulas, cocoa butter is essential. And I have some orders that have been sitting for about a month because I could not source good cocoa butter. I noticed the cocoa butter that I used to get I think it was from Peru. It was really hard to find quality cocoa butter. Actually, in Harlem, on 125th Street, if you've ever been to Harlem, there's a lot of people that sell shea butter and cocoa butter on the sidewalk. And I used to always be able to get raw cocoa butter from just off the street in New York. But then I started to notice that the cocoa butter had no scent. And I don't like deodorized cocoa butter. I like everything raw, okay? And I want the scent, okay? I don't want deodorized cocoa butter with no scent. The skin products that I make, I don't add any fragrances, okay? Most fragrances are toxic and cancer-causing, most of them, unless you're using like essential oils, and that can be harsh on the skin. And I'm just not into that. The fragrance in my products is cocoa. It smells like chocolate, okay? And I love the smell of chocolate. And it smells like chocolate when you use quality cocoa butter. So I don't like deodorized cocoa butter, okay? So on 125th Street in Harlem, the cocoa butter that I started picking up always had no scent. Then, there was one particular company that I ordered from. They were having shortages, not having stuff in stock, I feel like their price went up like $20. Like it got significantly more expensive, right? And then it was taking a long time to get it. So I tried to see if I could find other companies. And either, like, I would look at the reviews and what they said. They would say it was non-deodorized. I would get it. It was deodorized, which means it has no scent. Or a lot of people are putting cocoa butter lotion and calling it raw cocoa butter, okay? I bought some stuff that said 100% raw cocoa butter off of Amazon. I read the reviews, said 100% raw. And when I got it, it definitely was not. It was cocoa butter lotion because it was creamy like cocoa butter lotion. Cocoa butter is not the consistency of cocoa butter lotion. Cocoa butter is rock solid unless you melt it down, right? And even when you melt it down, it's not the consistency of creamy lotion, right? Let me move out the sun a bit because I can't see you guys. Okay. So I'm like going all over trying to find quality cocoa butter. And I'm really into the quality of my products and sourcing quality products. And a friend of mine told me she was having a hard time finding cocoa butter too. So I started to do my research about it. And come to find out, you could Google it. There is a international shortage of cocoa butter right now. Cocoa butter prices have gotten a lot more expensive because of this. And the reason why there's a cocoa butter shortage is because of environmental issues. It's because of droughts. It's because of too much rainfall in certain places. It's because of degraded soil, monocropping, okay, which is why I don't get food from the commercial food industry, because the commercial food industry is responsible for monocropping and making several species of plants go extinct. Monocropping depletes the soil. Someone says, that why it's so expensive? Yeah, it's so expensive. Raw cocoa butter is so expensive right now because there's a serious shortage, right? And so, also the farmers that grow it are impoverished. A lot of them aren't making enough money. They don't have, their farms need to be revitalized. They don't have the funds to revitalize it. So there's a lot of issues. And to be a farmer is a hard job. A lot of people don't want to be a farmer because farmers aren't making money, and especially farmers who do things the right way. The farmers who grow things for the commercial food industry, they get subsidized by the government. The ones who use all the harsh chemicals and GMO and all the pesticides and all the crap, they get subsidized by the government to grow that stuff. When you go to small family farms, and those are the people that are also hiring illegal immigrants and everything else. When you go to small family farms, sustainable, I believe in sustainable agriculture. Supporting small family farms. Those farms are not hiring illegal immigrants, and those farms are putting the loving care and integrity into the stuff. They're the cows that when I get my raw milk, I've done videos talking about raw milk. I get it from cows who are outside getting sunlight. The same way I'm out here getting sunlight, right? The cows need sun, the people need sun, the plants need sun. It's essential. And when you're consuming meat and milk from a cow that was walking, remember I said I was walking in the sun, not just laying in it, right? So, walking in the sun. That's what the cows need. They need to be outside walking, not laying stagnant, but walking and getting sunlight, getting exercise and getting sunlight. The milk and the composition of the milk and the meat from a cow that's outside eating grass, getting sun and exercise is completely different than a commercial food industry cow that's being held captive, gets no sun, being fed crap, not eating grass. Two totally different things. So, I just want to say that I did finally source some cocoa butter. Okay, I finally sourced some from an African shop in Chicago, actually. An Igbo Nigerian man who, I'm definitely going to big up his business in Chicago. But I've been searching for quality raw shea butter for so long. I mean, not shea butter, sorry, cocoa butter. And I think his cocoa butter is coming from Africa. The cocoa butter that I was using before was coming from South America. But he's the only place that I found raw cocoa butter. And it has the good scent. It's really quality. It's expensive. So my skincare products are probably going to have to go up because of the use of cocoa butter. But cocoa butter is so great for the skin, okay? And I have it right here with me. And I'm literally guarding it because I put it down. I put it down on this. I'm in the park right now. See the beach behind me? Beach behind me. I'm in the park by the beach. I don't know if you can see that. That blue is like, that's the sky and that's the water. Anyhow, I put my cocoa butter down. I like for the sun to melt it too. Getting this nice sun. And this squirrel is literally trying to fight me for my cocoa butter. And it reminds me of when I was in North Carolina. This is about like back in like 2018. So was that 7 years ago? That's when I first started becoming obsessive with raw cocoa butter. And back then I was just putting raw cocoa butter on my skin in the summer, and I made a video about it. Why I love raw cocoa butter on my skin. But I remember that day, I like to have my cocoa butter melt in the sun. So I think I left it outside to melt, and it was in a closed container. When I came back, that container was completely torn apart, cocoa butter gone. It was like the animals came and ate that, right? And so right now I'm sitting my cocoa butter here just so I was using it. I just sat it down and I'm like trying to do stuff, and I see this squirrel, really like a squirrel came from like way over somewhere and was like right up on my cocoa butter, and I'm like trying to shoo it, kick at it. It wouldn't flinch. It would flinch and then come right back to my cocoa butter. So I'm like, oh no! So I had to snatch my cocoa butter, hold it, and then I you know, maybe like 10 minutes later, I put it. The squirrel came again, really trying to get my cocoa butter, and it reminded me of when that happened in North Carolina when they ate all my cocoa butter. So that tells you it's some real shit. Okay, the animals know. The animals that you put down some fake shit, they're not going to come towards that. Just like the last time I was outside doing a video on my other page, a bee stung my thigh. Now, I was thinking that, oh, the bee's not going to harm me because they say the bees don't sting you if you don't mess with them. And this bee, I was literally on camera fighting with the bee the whole time because Chicago's full of bees. So where I'm standing right now, I don't know if you can see. Well, I could put my camera around. It's probably right where I'm standing. You probably can't see, but there's a bunch of bees and butterflies flying, and there's spider webs. Chicago has more spider webs. I've never seen a city with so many spider webs. You see the butterfly? There's so many butterflies. There's this stuff right here. There's like the butterflies right behind me. Oh wow. There's so many butterflies and bees and spiders, okay, in the city of Chicago. It's a lot of nature, a lot of herbs and flowers and stuff growing. But I was literally fighting with this bee, and then when I was done, I kept getting up and doing all this stuff. And then when I was done filming, then I was on the phone with one of my friends, I felt the most excruciating pain in my inner thigh. And our inner thighs are sensitive. I don't know about men, but women, they're definitely sensitive. And a lot of times you don't know that until like when I was pole dancing. I still pole dance, but when I was like, you know, heavy with the pole dancing, it really burns your inner thighs. Like it hurts a lot. And then you realize, damn, your inner thighs are really sensitive. So I got stung right in my inner thigh. This shit was so excruciating. It felt like somebody stabbed me with like a hot needle and twisted it around. And I could not even walk home. I was about to walk back home. I had to call a friend to come get me. And I used cannabis oil to help heal from that. I used cannabis oil for the pain and the inflammation, because the next day it blew up and it was a huge welt. It was really swollen, and I just saturated my leg in cannabis oil to help it to take the pain and inflammation down and to, you know, take the itching, all that stuff, right? So I'm like, maybe it's because I don't know why the bee stung me. I wasn't bothering the bee, you know what I'm saying? Maybe it's because of what I put on my skin. I don't know. I just know like the nature likes nature, okay? So anyhow, I just wanted to do the video about the international cocoa butter shortage. If you're interested in my skincare products, you can find them. I post them here at The Body Scientist, but I also post them on my Amazonia Holistica Instagram page. I eventually, if I can just stop being a nerd and constantly doing research, I'll get my sites done so you can just purchase it directly off the sites. But I do source quality ingredients, and I do my best to source quality stuff, all the ingredients I use. And so I just wanted to make the message about the cocoa butter. And if you are somebody who's looking for raw cocoa butter and you've noticed that it's hard and you're looking for a Connect, I have a Connect in Chicago, the African that I found in Chicago who has quality cocoa butter, and I finally found it, has the scent. So if you're waiting for orders, it's coming soon, like Monday. I'll ship them out because I got it. And make sure you get your sun. I'm gonna do a video tomorrow about the sun. So, and check out my other book, Sun and Hydration, because I talk a lot about the sun there. I'm just going to get more in depth in this next video. Oh, I also did a video about how the sun increases testosterone and sex drive in men and women. I also did that video, so you can check those videos. I'll post them below on YouTube. I'll post them below. So make sure you follow me on YouTube and Instagram, okay? No, it was the cannabis oil that helped the bee sting. I don't use pharmaceuticals or commercial topicals I don't even use topicals from the drugstore or the medical industry, okay? And I'm going to do a video about this Tylenol autism thing as well, because I do agree with Robert F. Kennedy and the things that he's saying about this. And it's become too political. A lot of people speak on science and don't do the research, okay? And there's a lot of corruption in science. That's a fact. Now, if you follow my work here, I talk about that all the time. It's frustrating. So I'm just here to educate people who want the information. I'm not trying to fight with people and convince people to do what they want with their body, but I'm telling you, you want to do all you can to stay healthy, okay? Because you don't want to end up sick and in the hands and the mercy of the medical community. So you need to be eating nutrient-dense foods from locally sourced as much as possible. Get your exercise, strength train, walk on a regular basis, get sunlight, okay? Make sure the air quality in your house is good. Take out the artificial air fresheners, open your windows, get circulation of fresh air, keep your stress down, you know, all that stuff, essential, okay? Good sex too, also essential. All those things are part of a healthy, active lifestyle, okay? So anyhow, I'm gonna let you guys go. Make sure you follow me on YouTube and Instagram. Get your son, and let me know if you've been having an issue with this raw cocoa butter stuff, okay? Just wanted to give an announcement. Hope you guys are having a good day. All right. Peace out. Bye.